Hello guys, this is gonna be the Kenma X transgender listener. I'm gonna remake it day one and the backstory because I didn't like how it turned out, so this is the backstory in day one. I'm gonna get more into day one than the backstory, so it's going to be mainly focusing around the day one, but we're gonna start off with the backstory. And I'm also really sorry that I haven't been posting. I've been having this really terrible cough, and every time when I try to record, I end up coughing up a storm, and it just ends up horrible. I hope you guys understand. Let's get into this. Ever since you were a kid, you were strange. You weren't like all the other girls or boys. You were just there in between. You didn't really like anything girly, and mainly liked boy stuff. You liked sports, and your favorite type of sports was volleyball. When you were 5, you wanted to learn how, and you started learning. As I was saying, sorry, my mom interrupted me. You started learning how to play volleyball. You actually had quite fun with it. But you got picked on for liking such a boys' sports. You didn't mind though, because you liked how it was. You had so much fun. Because there wasn't a lot of girls. You played with the boys. They didn't mind. In fact, they treated you like their own. You were basically considered part of the boys. You would normally come home after volleyball practice and stuff to your mom, who loved you dearly and supported no matter what you would do. She got you the clothes that you liked. She didn't make you wear girly clothes. In fact, she would actually intentionally take you to the boys section for your clothes. She would also let you cut your hair. You like to cut, so it wasn't a problem. And she just wanted you to be happy. Once you were in elementary school and it was 6th grade, yes, that it was pretty young, but you realized that you didn't want to be a girl anymore. You had the confidence to talk to your mother that night and ask her if you said that you didn't feel comfortable in your gender and you wanted to change it. She supports you unconditionally, and she loves you dearly, so she said that she supports you and will help you along the way in your journey. In middle school, your mom and you had to move in to a different part of Japan. By the way, that would also be where Hinata lives. And because of her work, she had to move down there. You were actually pretty excited. A new start, new friends. There, your first day of middle school, along with everyone else's, you met Hinata, an orange-haired, bright little boy who you thought was fun to hang around with, so you guys started hanging out. And then once you got into volleyball, you would help him. You would teach him stuff that you remembered from elementary school. You guys tried to make a volleyball team, but, well, no one really wanted to join boys volleyball. It was the opposite from where you grew up at. Normally girls wouldn't play volleyball, but there's a lot of girls who played volleyball, which you thought was kind of cool. But finally, the last year that you went there with Hinata, you got your first practice match, which you went against the infamous Kageyama Tobio. You didn't like him one bit. At first, you thought he was an overconfident jackass, but you didn't say anything and kept to yourself. Oh, and by the way, you changed in the bathroom instead of in the locker rooms, just to make that clear. You and Hinata made it into a Kurosno together in the same classes. In fact, you actually helped him a lot with studying and stuff, so you wanted to make sure that he did make it into Kurosno and helped him study for the entrance exam, which both of you got in. So, let's get into this. You went on the bus with the others, except for Hinata and Kageyama, because they had to take another. They had to retake a test. It's been a while since I've seen the anime. Sorry if you get mad at me. Sorry. You decided that you were gonna sit in back by yourself because you found out about, well, you finally got Animal Crossing and you wanted to play it. It's been a while since you played on your Nintendo, but you got it out and started playing Animal Crossing. Once you got to Krasno, not Krasno, I mean Nakamura, you walked in with your group. You were kind of hidden in them. You were pretty short, but not as short as Hinata. They were just a little bit taller than you. You were a little taller than Hinata, but you were still pretty short, so, yeah. You were kind of in the middle of the group, and you were playing Animal Crossing, because that's the only thing you thought of. You decided to, follow the group. You decided to hang on to, someone's backpack. Well, hang on to someone, which, that'd be your infinite... That'd be the Infinite Tanaka. I love that man. Anyways. He didn't mind one bit. He was actually making sure that you did follow them. After you kind of persuaded him to lead you, because you've had a couple meat buns in your backpack. And you said that you would give him some if he did so. He was eating a meat bun. You didn't really pay attention, but you heard a voice of what you're supposed to be the captain of Nakamura's volleyball team, say, well, welcome. So I'll have our setter Kenma take you to your guys' room and let you guys get settled in, but yeah. It starts at like 10. By the way, it was at 7, so it was 7, so you didn't really, you were pretty early, so you were excited to play, uh, Animal Crossing for a little bit. As you continued playing Animal Crossing, you didn't pay any attention to the pudding-haired boy that was taking your group to where you guys would be staying. Oh, and by the way, Daichi and Sugan know about you being trans and stuff because, well, they have to do like background checks on the people who join. So yeah, that's why they know. And also Coach Yu guy, 'cause, yeah, he's a coach and he's supposed to know. Also, how could I forget? Yachi and I am so mad at myself for forgetting how to say her name. Kyoko. I'm so sorry. And Kyoko. They know about you being trans because of, well, they're supposed to know about this. But Hinata sadly doesn't know, and he's been your best friend ever since middle school, so yeah. Anyways, let's continue. As you finally were able to pay off your first debt with Tom Nook, you celebrated a little and you decided to continue gathering more stuff to sell so that you could get more money and get a better house. Well, I mean, after you finally finished paying off your debt with paying off one of your debts with Telmac, you decided to go into your little section where you're able to design outfits, and you decide to start designing a little outfit for you because you wanted to find another one. As you were doing that, you paid no attention to Tanaka telling you to turn, and you hit the wall. You fell straight back and landed on your butt. The whole entire team turned around and most of them started laughing. Especially Tanaka. Kenma, however, looked at you with a strange stare and was questioning why the hell would he bump into the wall, not seeing the Nintendo that fell. You touched your forehead as a headache started to form, and you picked up your Nintendo and got back up. And with an almost tired voice, you said, I'm okay, yeah. You decided to put your Nintendo away for a little because you don't want that happening again. And you walked with everyone else. The pudding-haired boy caught your notice. He seemed fairly interesting to you. You sadly knowing that Kurosano already knows him and you don't because of the fact that you weren't able to come to that practice match because you had to visit some family. Once you guys finally got into your room, you got settled and you leaned back for a little bit and pulled out your Nintendo. The pudding-haired boy who sadly got his Nintendo taken away from the Guru because the Guru didn't want him getting distracted and taking you guys to a different room. So Kenma was Nintendo-less. He didn't really want to talk to you, but he really wanted to see what you were doing. So he walks up to you and says, hey, I didn't see you last match, and Nakamura and Kurosano had a little practice game, and I didn't notice you. Who are you? You looked up with them, and you said, oh, I'm Wayan. By the way, Wayan is your changed name, so what you changed your name to, not your old dead name. Just letting you know. And I wasn't able to go to the first practice match because of the fact that, well, I was out of town visiting some family. What's your name? He looks at you, for some reason feeling really comfortable with you. And he says, I'm Kenma Kozume. Nice to meet you. He says, looking down at the ground. And you look at him, and he seemed like that type of boy that would be playing a video game, so you wanted to offer. Do you want to play a different game with me? I have a couple other games and a couple controllers if you want. You said. He looks up at you with surprise, shock in his eyes, and says yes. And you guys started playing video games for a while until it was time for you guys to get ready. You stopped playing and said that you guys can continue it later, and you went and got ready. You changed in the boys' bathroom like normal. No one really paid attention, and some of them already knew why. After a couple practice matches and miserably failing, I'm pretty sure it was failing in this one. I think it was. Yeah. You guys finished and were done for the day. After dinner, you ate and you went to the room, and Kenma was already there waiting for you, sitting on your futon. looks up at you with his Nintendo and says, I got mine back. Can I add you as a friend? You were pretty excited because you finally met someone that has your same interest. And you said yes. You guys played it for a little bit. And the first years were done with taking a bath. You looked up and you said, oh, looks like it's my turn to go. I'll be back, don't worry. So you went and took a bath, making sure you locked the door too. Once you got back, you and Kenma played for a little bit more. Until it was time to go to bed. Kenma went to his room that he was staying at. Because he didn't want to, stay at his house. He wanted, to stay where everyone else was. So, he stayed where you guys were staying at, so, yeah. And you went to bed. Having a hard time, but you finally went to bed. Anyways, guys, that's what I think is better. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for all the subscribers. It's really helped me out a lot. Go ahead and comment something down below, anything really. But anyways, goodbye.